to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Iowa Tribe of Kansas and Nebraska to build an Indian-owned casino within the city limits of Park City. There are many citizens in the Park City area as well as in South Central Kansas that believe this would be a bad idea. We disagree with the economic numbers which are represented by Dee Stewart and Mr. Bob Knight, who's working with the Iowa Tribe. We believe that although there would be the creation of jobs within the casino, that ultimately the number of jobs created would be equaled by the jobs washed out by businesses that are forced out of business because of the competition from the casino. In addition, my research does not indicate that casinos are paying high-level jobs. In fact, they are on the low-level and near poverty-level jobs, and I hope to speak to that a little bit later. We are opposed to the tremendous social consequences associated with casinos. Although, if you look at percentages, it looks like a very small number of individuals that are affected by the gambling addiction problem. The study done for the Wichita Downtown Development Corporation mentions that as many as 7,800 problem or pathological gamblers would be created because of the formation of a casino in the South Central Kansas. This represents thousands of families that will be subject to increased rates of bankruptcy, spouse and child abuse, divorces, a definite increase in crimes, and there are tremendous social costs both to government as well as to business and individuals with this type of a business being formed in South Central Kansas. So it's on these bases that we have organized and are attempting to educate individuals to rise up and oppose this particular effort. So that's what we're about.
Thank you, Gary. And Nabil, do you have some comments you'd like to make on the subject?
You know, Gary and I, we've had a good show last Monday, and we spoke highly of you too, and we talked about Bob Knight and his opinion on this issue. But what I would like to share here is some data, and this data actually is taken from the New York Times back December 1997, and Dr. David Phillips, a professor of sociology at the University of California in San Diego, he examined death certificates in major gaming cities in the United States, and in like Atlantic City, Las Vegas, and Reno. And found that suicide rates were up to 4 times higher than in comparably sized cities where gambling is not legal. Then also here in the Kansas City Star's 1997, and I quote here, Las Vegas has the highest suicide rate in the nation, recorded 497 suicides between 1989 and 1991. In addition to that, in the Kansas City Star's, an article written by Rick Alm, and he states, a study released last year by the researchers of the Harvard University estimated that 40,000 Missourians experienced a serious gambling problems during the past year. Now that's one side of the coin. I want to be fair with everybody here. Gary, from what I heard, we're going to have an annual income or net profit of $200 million. And the mayor said something about, well, we're going to have maybe new jobs, about 2,500 new jobs. In addition to that, there is a feeling in the community that about 2/3 of the people going to vote for the casino. It's about, this is just an estimate, that 2/3 of the people will vote for the casino. Personally, I do have a question for both of you. If you don't mind, I will ask.
That's fine.
I'll start with a question. Looking at the pros and cons of the casino as a one sort of gambling, when you look at the baseline and the data we have, historically speaking, we're talking about social families, the standard of living of families. We're talking about suicides and all that and what's going on. Versus on the other side, we see that, well, we're going to have a beneficial gain, and it's more like an economical gain. Now, how do you weigh those two? Is it the family or is it the economical gain?
Well, Nabil, I appreciate your asking me this evening, but when you compare Atlantic City and Las Vegas to Sedgwick County, you're out in left field. I'm sorry. Increased problems come, social problems come with unemployment. I've asked several social workers, and they didn't like the question, either one of them, because neither one of them was in favor of a casino. My question was, which creates greater social problems, unemployment or gambling? And they both answered unequivocally, unemployment. If you want to talk about abuse and suicide and bankruptcies, and then talk unemployment as well, because this could be a balance. And as far as what Gary has said about low-paying jobs, I've read statistics too. You can quote, I brought a stack too. I don't do that normally, but I brought one study, and you can take excerpts from it and condemn gambling in any way, shape, or form, from buying a lottery ticket to playing bingo to getting on the internet to getting in your car and driving south of the border to the casinos down south. But if you take them out of context, you can make them say anything you want to. I brought that because I wanted to read the conclusion. At some point, I will.
Mm-hmm. With that, Gary, do you have examples of people who have suffered from gambling?
Well,
that would be an evidence.
There are many examples of individuals that have suffered, and you can read their stories all over the place. Last night, just to try to get an idea of what kind of jobs are provided by casinos, I went to the internet and looked at job listings. I looked at various places that listed job offerings for casinos. The one that I found the most information on is the one called Casino Careers Online. And when I looked through their particular jobs, I looked up a variety of different kinds of jobs that they offer. For instance, and I would assume that the industry is going to pay similar prices across the board. Cocktail waitresses were being asked for $5.49 an hour. A cook.
Plus tips.
That's right.
I'm sorry?
Plus
tips.
tips.
Plus tips.
Okay,
Plus tips.
that's how they make their living. is the
Waitresses
tips.
here in restaurants make
Less than that.
way less than that.
Right.
Plus tips.
But let's go on. Banquet setup individuals, $9.43 an hour. Guest room attendants, $8.25 an hour. A heavy-duty cleaner, $8.75 an hour. The highest paid job that I was able to find is an outside maintenance groundskeeper for $11.25 an hour. That works out at 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, to $23,400 a year. According to the 2004 Human and Health Services poverty guidelines, family of four, the poverty level is $18,850. Most of the jobs that are advertised for casinos, unless this casino pays extremely better than most that are in this country, most of those jobs for a family of a mother and father and two kids are not even going to meet the poverty scale levels. So if there's a single income family, they're not going to make an income that's going to be able to support them well. On top of that, the construction jobs are going to be excellent. They're going to last for 2 years. 15 months is what Bob Knight said in January 2005 that it'd take to build that. That's going to be a great benefit while it's on, but they're not permanent. It's not permanent economic development. An individual named Grinnells did a study on the economics of casinos, and he found in his 2001 study that there was $34 per capita benefit of having a casino built in an area. When he looked at the social costs from crime and the other social benefits, he found that it cost each individual in a community where casinos exist $190 for the casino to exist, for a net social cost of a negative $156 per capita. That means that a casino costs approximately 4 to 5 times more in social costs and overall government costs than it does without a casino in your area. That's not economic development.
I would suggest that